Welcome to Xero Hero, a short video blog from HBA Encompass aimed to make your Xero journey easier. Please note that all the slides today have been created from existing Xero training videos. Xero has rapidly changed in the past few years, so sometimes the pictures are using old screenshots or overseas versions. Where possible, each session is followed up by a live video demonstration. If you have any queries regarding any content delivered today, feel free to contact me via email victoria@hbaencompass.com.au or phone 0754 44 7094. Welcome to Processing Payruns. I suppose Xero blurb, you can run a pay run and pay your employees with a few clicks. It can be that easy. So when we go into payroll, we have a new picture that comes up here. It tells us what our previous months are. It tells us any draft pay runs that are in here. You can only have one draft pay run at a time. And then any employees who have requested leave. And you can see that some is requested and some is scheduled. So as I mentioned before, that the actual leave needs to be approved for it to come through to the pay run itself. So that's a matter of going in and putting in the leave application, what it is, what's the reason. You can put a description if you want, when you're going, and the amount of hours, and hit save there. Any that are not approved, if you click on the timesheets button, you can pull it up and simply click on it and then hit approve, as long as the payroll person or the manager is happy with the approval for the leave that's there. As I said before, here there is a list of previous pay runs. You can always click on them and rerun reports if you want to on them. But to actually pay a pay run, it's a matter of going add pay run and then clicking on the drop down button to select a pay period. Then it comes up with a summary for that pay period of the income, the PAYG, and the super, the net pay. Tells you that it's draft and when the payment is due, and you can see a bit of a summary for each person. So the person's name, their earnings, their tax, their super, and their net pay, and then if they have been included in that pay run. It is possible to do pay runs where you don't pay everyone. So for instance, if you had to pay one person for some reason, or particularly a termination pay, you can just go in and do a pay run and pay one person or two people. But when you actually click on that person, you actually get all the details of their pay, and you can then go in and make any adjustments that are necessary. As I mentioned here, to exclude someone, we just deselect them. You can add a payslip message, so that payslip message will go across all payslips for that period, so it's not specific to the employee. It could be a reminder to do your timesheets by Thursday or you don't get paid, or congratulations to Charlie on the birth of his baby, or whatever it is. You can view reports from the pay run before you post it, so you can view pay slips. The payroll employee summary is really this bit at the top here, a different report. There is a payroll activity which goes through and splits it by each type of income, each type of leave, and all the super details. The journal gives you the journal that Xero will actually do, and then the bank payments tells you who's been paid what. When you're happy with it, we post it. So in a sec, when we actually get into the live Xero, what we will do is we'll go through the process and show you how you change these if you need to. Once you've posted, you can download your ABA file, which is, as I said before, the one that uploads to your internet banking. You can automatically email the pay slips directly to all your staff, which is why when you put their details in the system and asks for their email. You can revert it to draft, and you can make adjustments if you realise once you've done it before you've paid it that you've made a mistake. And the reports are still there once the pay run is finished, which are exactly the same reports. I can't add a pay run here because there is already a draft one. If I go and try and add one, it will come up with an error. So these people here, Odette and Tracy, are paid weekly. If you want to go in to the actual employee and check what's in there, which isn't a bad idea unless it's a set thing. You can see here that she's got 35 hours at a rate of $21 an hour is their standard fee. She's got her PAYG with tax-free threshold and no leave loading, which are the things that we ticked in the TFN declarations, and Xero will automatically work out the tax that's there. It's got HESTA for her super guarantee. So it says she's also going to accrue annual leave with these hours. If there was an actual leave payment, it will show up in here as well. So I'll go and do one of these in a sec. Just a couple of little hints. You can click on the employee here to go to the next person, or you can go save and next and just work down through the section. So if people are not using timesheets and we have something that says that she only worked 30 hours, it's just a matter of clicking on it and it all works through, changes the super figure, changes the PAYG figure automatically. So no effort from your part, apart from making sure that everything's set up to start with correctly and that you're putting the right amount of hours in. I believe if they use a timesheet, you cannot change that hours there. You need to go into the actual timesheet and change the timesheet there. So we can add a reimbursement line here. Might be reimbursing her for $50 of her accommodation. Perhaps she went away with her husband for some work and we're only reimbursing half the fee or something like that. So when you're happy that all the pay slips are correct, you go back to the week ending and it's a matter of hitting post pay run. You can delete the pay run if you reckon you've really stuffed it up and want to have another crack at it. Or if you accidentally post one and want to delete it, you can, or you can reset it, which puts it back to the standard templates that are set in there. The reports that are there, just so you can see what they look like, the pay slips coming up here. So this is Odette's. You can have your logo in here, paid by, with your details will come through automatically, saying it's weekly on an annual salary. Today we worked 30 hours with the rate. It's got the year-to-date columns. And then when we get down the bottom, we've got the leave, accrued, used, and the balance. And then, of course, what bank account that it's going to. So all the things that you're required by law to give to an employee. If for some reason you need to change the PAYG, so perhaps Odette here may have a PAYG variation, what you can actually do is you can add a tax line in here, and it's a manual adjustment, revert to 1% PAYG as per PAYG variation. What we can then do is take out the amount of the PAYG to where it needs to balance to. The same thing if you need to do a manual adjustment to super for some reason or to leave for some reason. And it does give you obviously a history and an audit trail of that if you do change it. My name's Victoria Berry. I'm one of the directors of HBA Encompass. So if you need to contact me, my email address is victoria@hbaencompass.com.au, or of course our phone number is 0754 44 7094. Thanks for listening.